Hey everybody, today I'm going to talk about the Xbox One, or the XBone as some people, including myself, like to call it, and some of the franchises I feel like they should bring back. This isn't a countdown video, but those franchises and whatnot, I'll get to that in a moment. But first, I just want to talk about how when the 8th gen was first starting out, I didn't really have a whole lot of interest in it. Like, I still had all my previous consoles and from the previous gen and like from the past and stuff. I'd recently got into retro gaming at the time, and I went out and bought a 3DS, so I was like, I don't know, I'm kind of happy with what I have. I don't really see any reason to buy any of the new stuff. But, although I did, with the Wii U, this was like in 2014, there was games coming out for it that really caught my attention, so I was like, oh, what the hell, so I bought one out and bought one of those. And then it was, I want to say November or December, the XBone, this was 2014, I got it from a contest. Well, more accurately, my mom won it in a contest at work, and she gave it to me because my brother already had one, and our sister, I don't think she would really use it, so she gave it to me for Christmas. Now, as much as I love this console, one common argument people have with it, which, to be honest, I have to agree with, it doesn't have a lot of exclusive titles. Like, let me show you how many exclusives I have for this particular piece of hardware. And it has the digital version of Killer Instinct, but that's it. And let's not forget that a lot of these games are also available on PC, so it's not like they're 100% exclusive, because they're on two different systems, or platforms, if you will. So it's not exclusive to this particular piece of hardware. And that's why I feel like, and I think that's part of the reason why, I mean, the Xbox, it's selling well, you know, I think it's like over 30 million units or something, which isn't bad for a console, but, you know, compare that to the PS4's library of sales. I mean, to me, it doesn't matter what outsells whoever, like, I don't care who's on top of the world or whatever, like, you know, it's whatever. But, I think that's part of the reason why, is because of the lack of exclusives. So these are 4 franchises that I feel like that Xbox should bring back, or Microsoft should bring back to the Xbox, or whatever. Even if these games didn't really sell too well, or they kind of, the popularity diminished over time or something, but at this point, you know, hey, it couldn't hurt to try. So the first one is Fusion Frenzy, which I believe this was actually a launch title for the original Xbox, and it's, the best way to describe it, it's pretty much like Mario Party, but the characters look like they're from the 70s, and the environment is very futuristic, and it's actually a really fun game to play, especially with friends. There was a sequel of this for the Xbox 360, which got like really bad reviews, but I don't know, I kind of still want to try it myself. I'm pretty sure you can find it pretty cheap, so, you know, I mean, hey, there was one, even if that one, the 360 one, didn't sell too well, it's like, hey, you've had one on 360, you had one on the original Xbox, why isn't there one on the Xbone? Huh? Next, the next one is Blinks, the Time Sweeper. Now, I remember this time when almost every platform or console had their own exclusive platformer, you know. Nintendo had Mario, Sega has Sonic, PlayStation had Crash Bandicoot, and so Blinks was Xbox's attempt at a platformer character, and you know, it's funny, he kind of reminds me of someone, a mammal with red and white fur, wears a blue jacket. Conker? No. Well, anyway, this was a fun game, and there was actually a sequel, because you play as a cat, which, I love animals, but I grew up mostly with cats, so, and the thing is, he can manipulate time, you know, like, record, pause, rewind, etc., and so you use that to navigate through different obstacles and levels, and not only that, but also to defeat enemies and stuff, and it's pretty well done, you know? So, like, that's another franchise that, he's like one of those mascots that have kind of faded into obscurity. Like I remember, I was just like, all of a sudden it came to me like, oh yeah, I remember Blinks. Whatever happened to him? You know, give it another shot. Bring him back, Xbox, or whoever the developer was that made it. The next one is Cameo, which this was either a launch title or an early title for the Xbox 360, and it's so good. This is, even if you don't have a 360, go out and buy a used one, or borrow it from a friend, or maybe if you can emulate it or something, because this is a must-play game. It's so good. Now, when it comes to rare, rare, whatever you call it, rareware games for Xbox, a lot of them are pretty. This is definitely an exception. You play as the fairy known as Cameo, and she can morph into different elemental beings, which I think there's pictures of them in here actually. But she can morph into these different elemental beings, which help you navigate through the game and defeat enemies. Yeah, here they are. There's 10 altogether. You have to find them throughout the game. And like I said, my favorites would have to be Chilla, Thermite, and Major Ruin. I haven't played this game in years, but it's so good. It's an excellent platformer title, and because this was the only one, there was never any sequels or anything, which I think they should make a sequel for the XBone. You know, the other thing is that really something I always enjoyed about the game is because it's kind of an open world game in a way. It almost reminds me of Spyro in a way. The thing is, sometimes there'll be a battle going on between the elves and the orcs, because that's the bad guys of the game is the orcs. Or the trolls, excuse me, I don't know why I said orcs, but the trolls, and sometimes you'll see a battle going on between them, so you can, like, go, if you're past the troll, you're like, oh, maybe I'll lend a hand, I'll morph into what's-his-face and go beat the shit out of some of these trolls and give them a hand, you know, but, such a good game. Now, the last one is another rare title, Battletoads. Now, the thing is that, especially when it comes to rare games, a lot of the rare developers have kind of moved on, like they're part of different companies. In fact, a couple of them made the ukulele game, which I thought was pretty good, but whatever. So Rare is, to be honest, is kind of a shell of what they once were, but you know, it doesn't mean some of their titles could still be made by other developers. Sometimes, you know, when that happens, it's usually kind of hit or miss. Now, Battletoads games, getting more on topic here, Battletoads games bring back a lot of memories, good and bad, because, well, they're fun, memorable games, but oh my god, are they so fucking hard. And the reason for that, because the creator, if you will, loved brutally challenging games, so he kind of made them to his standards, so to speak, which is why the Battletoads games are so hard. Some are better than others, and there's actually been a lot of teasers of the Battletoads games on XBone, like the Killer Instinct, for example, which, god, that I haven't played that in a while, probably because every time I play it I can't stop. It's so addicting. But Rash is a DLC character in that, and he's pretty cool actually, because when his victory pose, if you will, it's like he jumps on the turbo tunnel bike and he's like, oh, these cameos are killing me, you know. And they're also, the Toads are in, what the hell is that, Shovel Knight, the XBone version of Shovel Knight. So, you know, they keep popping up here and there, like, you know, little cameos and stuff, but they really need to bring them back. In fact, in the Rare Replay collection, which is a nice little collection, you know, there's all kinds of cool bonus content in here and stuff. There's a, one of the things, there's, like, interviews, like, they talk about different franchises, and they talk about Battletoads, and one of them says, like, you know, I wouldn't mind seeing Battletoads come back. And actually, one of the titles on here is the Battletoads arcade game, which was never released on a home console. So, if you can emulate it or something, or if you find this collection or something, it's definitely a must-play game. It's, if you love the Battletoads games, the Battletoads arcade, you definitely gotta play it, especially with 3 players. Oh, it's a blast. And it's very graphic too, probably why it was never released on a home console. In fact, there's like these you can decapitate enemies for one thing, and there's these big rat guys that, which I think you can only do it to them, but you know, like in Mortal Kombat, how you can do the Jax's like gotcha grab thing, like grabs him by the chest. You can do that to the big rat guys in Battletoads Arcade, except instead of grabbing and punching their chest, you do it to their dick. I'm not kidding. And that's the thing, I feel like, because they can get away with so much more in video games now, like, you know, they can swear and be, like, over the top and stuff, Battletoads, they could get away with so much now, like, the stuff that they could do, like, almost, you could probably make it more graphic than Conker's Bad Fur Day, for example. Or even if they just did, like, an HD remaster of Battletoads Double Dragon, like, that would be sick. So, that being said, what are some franchises that you guys think Xbox should bring back? Because I know there's actually more on the original Xbox, like some exclusive that kind of just faded into obscurity. And I know there was more titles they had planned for the XBone that, like Scalebound and Fable, that were just canceled for one reason or another. But what are some franchises that you guys think they should bring back, some like classic ones? Let me know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, I have a similar one coming out next week related to the Nintendo Switch, so be sure to tune into that and subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, thanks for watching.